Good morning. This is Michael,
And I'm Susan.
and so this morning I'm introducing you to another awesome therapist here in Houston. And so what I'm going to do is allow Susan to introduce herself, and then we're going to also check in today. We're going to check in about doing that gratitude journal. You all have been seeing my posts up on Facebook, so we'll talk about that in just a second. But Susan, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes, so I'm Susan Avila. I work for Brazoria County Counseling Center. I work with children, and I prefer to work with like middle school, high school age, because that's the age that needs the most, that has the most struggles and needs the most attention. But I also work with adults who are trying to figure out life transitions, and I'm loving it.
Awesome. That's great. And so how can they find you?
You can look up Brazoria County Counseling Center, and on the webpage they have all the counselors and what we do. We have an office in Pearland, and we have an office in Angleton as well, and we're looking to start up an office in Pasadena.
Awesome.
Yes.
And then can we talk about private practice? Or
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about what you're hoping to do.
So I'm hoping to start a new venture with my own private practice in the Clear Lake, Pasadena area, working with educators, and also working with the teenagers that need that attention. And so that's a work in progress, but hopefully I'll be able to start that up soon.
That's awesome. So one of the things I always ask the therapists that I interview on my channel is, what is the one self-care activity that is your go-to that you do for yourself?
I do a couple of things. So right now it's college football season, so on Saturdays I make sure I watch my team, so go Irish. And then I do massages. So since I do it like once every 2 months or so, I do like a 2-hour massage, because that's my time where it's just me and I can relax. And yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, it's double benefits there.
Man, I love massages as well. It's just so relaxing. So when I go to the hair salon, they always do a scalp massage.
That's
oh,
the best
so
thing.
good.
And then you don't want them to end. You're like, no, keep going.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
So we also talked a little bit about gratitude this morning.
Okay.
What's your experience with using gratitude, and how has it played out for you?
The way I use gratitude is, like, for me, I want to spend time with you. So if that's how I say things, because everybody's time is precious and valuable, and we're all so busy, and it's hard to slow down. So when I know you're willing to slow down for me and take that time to me, that means the world to me more than anything else. And that's how I feel I give gratitude back. Is like I will make time for my schedule to spend time with you.
You provided gratitude to me this morning. You made some time for me.
I did, and you made time for me as well. So it was beneficial for both of us.
Awesome.
And it's awesome. It's just awesome to just spend time with somebody and not be in the rat race of life. You gotta just focus on just you and that other person, or whoever it is that you're spending
definitely
time with.
In the moment, and focusing in. And then I think it's important to think about all the things, like we met each other in grad school. So I'm thankful for the experience that we had together. And I feel like that is exactly what we're trying to talk about today with the gratitude journal, because this is our second check-in. We're in our second week of doing gratitude journals. Some of you are joining us in on your first week, and that's fine as well. And so today's check-in is really about how do we put the gratitude journal into practice in our daily life. So how do we put an action to this? And for me, the check-ins have been really good on focusing on the mental health part. And remember, gratitude allows us to kind of really focus, allows us to also, it's just good for every dynamic part of our daily life. So the physical, the social, the emotional well-being, it's all tied into it. And tons of studies have been studied on this as well. So I'm going to give you all some examples today, and if you want to chime in with ideas that kind of come to mind for you, just interrupt me, okay? So oftentimes while I was doing my journal, one of the things that I realized is that I was thankful for a lot of people in my life. And I think it's important that we take some time to actually put that into action and appreciate those people that we have. And so that can be done in so many different ways. So this week's challenge is to actually put one of these things into motion. It can just be one, it could be all of them, whatever you like to do. So how can we reach out? Maybe it's just a simple text explaining why and how this person has impacted us. Maybe it's an email. Maybe it's sending an actual thank you note or a letter through the mail. When was the last time you received one of those?
I have forever. Nobody does mail anymore. But you know what? Like receiving a card, it's like it has such a big impact for such a small little thing.
I agree.
That you would not believe how it like brings such gratitude to the person receiving it.
And because it's not done as often, I think it means so much more, and it's cherished. Like whenever I get a thank you note, I actually hold on to it.
I do. I have some from years ago.
Yeah.
Yes,
not that I get a lot of thank you notes, but like all my memorabilia stuff, it goes in with that. And it's something that I come back to and reflect on and remind myself that this is something that has happened to me. And it allows me to stay in that positive mindset that gratitude allows us.
Yes, and it also knows that everybody wants to feel appreciated, and that's just a reminder to you that, hey, people do notice and they do appreciate, even if it's a little thing, they do appreciate you being in their lives.
It's so awesome. The other way is really, we all have work lives, right? And I think it's so easy within the workplace to go through the grit and the mush and all the hard stuff, and it's just kind of become a routine for us. And sometimes I think it's good to change up that routine, and just by showing somebody a simple sign of gratitude, even if it's as easy as starting to say please and thank you on a daily basis.
Yes.
I mean, we get in
that
such
has a huge impact, because then people are like, hey, they notice. One thing I used to do at work, like I bake. So like I would just randomly bake cookies and brownies, and I wouldn't tell them. I would just go deliver brownies. And like they know who bakes in the school, so
they knew who it was from.
So they knew who it was from, but like that just changed their whole day.
I bet.
And then like even on days when I didn't bake, I would just go like if it was somebody that I knew well, I would just go and say, oh, you look like you need a hug, and I'd give them a hug, or I'd say thank you, I appreciate you today, and just those little words, you know, that can make a world of difference. It can change somebody's day from like a bad day to like, oh, thank you, and then they smile, and then they pass that smile on, because that was always my big thing since I was younger. Like I would say, okay, smile, and I would try to make 10 people smile, and then they make 10 people smile, and then like everybody's smiling, and they don't know why. It's just a simple little gesture.
And it's kind of the whole idea of paying it forward, right?
Yes.
If somebody, even a stranger, if somebody holds the door for you, you hold the door for somebody else.
Yes, just like when people pay in line for the person behind them, how that starts a whole chain reaction.
I love it.
Yes.
Awesome. The other way that we can talk about is just giving back. So finding a way to volunteer, talk or listen to friends, or celebrate significant others' accomplishments, you know, any way of giving back to people that are important to you, but then also just to the community, the greater community. So when was the last time you did a community service? Because it's been a while for me. I think
it has been a while. Like we had at our school, we had the community come and build a garden. Like our 7th grade was outside, so we were kind of like in our own little world, and we had this neat little area that was just plain. And so then they got the community to come help and build a garden. So some of the teachers and the students got to help build and input like how to design it. And so that was the last time, but like technically it wasn't like I didn't go and volunteer on my own, but it was nice though.
I think the last time for me was maybe there was a food drive at church, and it was like during Thanksgiving, so that was a long time ago. So maybe it's kind of one of those things to get back into for ourselves too. But like we said, it doesn't have to be this big
huge,
gesture, elaborate thing. It can be as simple as just saying please and thank you, and making it more of a routine for ourselves. Or as simple as just sending a nice text. Like texts are so like, so I tried it, I actually did this a week ago. And it had such a great response back too. And it's not about necessarily me. I wanted to put that out there, but because it just came back to me in tenfold too, with just the gratitude back for really thinking about that and how nice that was, you know?
So, yeah, that's
so
awesome.
Just simple text messages.
One thing I saw for teachers, because I don't know how many of you are out there are teachers, I saw an example on Facebook where what they did is they gave their kids a secret mission each week. And like it would be like as simple as holding the door open for people as they're coming in and out of the school building. And if if other teachers said, "Hey, I saw your kids doing this," then they would they had like a reward chart, so they would like get bonus points on the reward chart for doing kind things. And then it also taught the kids that, okay, there's little things you can do to make somebody's day, and just to be kind. Just to be kind. And like it's going back to the paying it forward. And they weren't doing it to try to get, oh, let's see how many people will notice and get our reward points. They were just doing it, and then it changed their whole mindset in the classroom.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I love that you mentioned teachers, because that's one of the areas that you work with especially, and just talking, and you have like a group going on at a school.
Yeah, so we're starting a new thing. So I'm going to call it like teacher group therapy. So what we're doing is we're getting teachers together to like either vent about like their stresses at school or their home life, and then like I'm trying to give them ways to like de-stress in school, like just for like 5 minutes, like little simple coping strategies they can do either with themselves or with their classroom to try to make the classroom a totally different space and easier to learn.
Both of us coming from the educational background can definitely say that teachers, we need it.
Yes, we're the last ones to go and
get help.
Yes. And like we're the ones that push for our children and our students to get help, but yet we're the last ones to receive it.
Exactly. So we're encouraging you, educators, seek help, seek resources out there. Find groups like Susan's offering, or contact Susan and she'll provide a group with you at your school. So I really appreciate you coming and doing this with me today. And we're going to actually show you where we're at today. We are on location. So we're here at the Manil Collection, which is in the Montrose area, right down the street from St. Thomas, University of St. Thomas.
Alumni.
That's where we met. And this is one of my favorite places in Houston, and it has always been kind of a place for me to recenter if I'm in a... Peaceful. It's very secluded. It's off the main streets. It's very quiet. They have these beautiful live oak trees, which I'm going to show you in just a second. And it's just a great place. We set ourselves up on a picnic blanket and we're out here just chilling a little bit. It is a little bit of a warm day to be doing this.
Just a tad.
So I recommend coming when it's a little bit more temperate, but it's one of my favorite places. The Manil Collection is actually a art museum, and it's a collection by the Manils, and it has lots of endowments around it as well, and it's just a beautiful place to go inside as well. And they have really cool exhibits and things within their permanent collection as well. So this is a great place if you're looking for a place in Houston to just sit and chill and maybe just breathe a little bit or do a gratitude journal. It's a great place to allow yourself to do that. So you want to stand up with us for a second? So I'm just going to show you around a little bit. Over off to our right is a giant lawn area that people can sit. There's a giant sculpture over there as well. And then the main entrance over here behind us has some sculptures, and it's just a great, awesome building as well. And there's a lot of history that we could talk about the building and the architecture, but we won't go into all that today. So once again, what did we cover today?
Gratitude, and different simple ways you can just show gratitude and give thanks.
And we're so thankful that you all are here with us today to share in this experience, and I'm definitely thankful for you and having this awesome experience of talking with you.
Thank you. And it's nice to meet everybody.
Yep. And you all have a great day, okay?
Enjoy.
All right, bye.
Bye.